So you're moving to Dallas, Texas, and you're thinking that Frisco, Texas might be the perfect place for you. Well, in today's video, we're gonna dive into everything there is to know about Frisco, Texas. Things like schools, we're gonna look at the roadways, different places to live, things to do, proximity to Dallas, all of that kind of stuff. So if that sounds like something you'd like to learn about, let's jump into it right now. What's up everybody, my name is Michael Caraway. I'm a realtor here in the Dallas, Texas Metro, and if this is your first time to the channel, make sure to tap the subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified every single time that we post a new video to this channel. I'm grateful to get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make a move to the Dallas, Texas Metro. I love it. So if you're thinking about making a move to the Dallas, Texas Metro now or a year from now, reach out. Days, nights, or weekends, I'm here to serve you and make sure you land in the right spot here in the Dallas, Texas Metro. All right, so Frisco, Texas, I'm just gonna break it all down for you. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to go to the map. We're gonna look at all the different areas around town, and we're gonna kind of talk through what it's like to live here in the Frisco, Texas area. All right, so as you can see, I've got the map pulled up here. And before we dive into Frisco itself, I wanna kind of show you around the area so you know exactly where Frisco is positioned. So if we look at directions to Dallas, we are straight north of Dallas, about 28 miles. As you can see, it's sitting in about 45-minute commute now, and we're sitting in a Friday at 3:15, so prime rush hour time. So realistically, if you're commuting, it's gonna be 45 to 60 minutes. But you know, on the weekends, you can get down there a little faster, sometimes as quick as 30 minutes. But as you can see, like, we're not really close to downtown at all. It's not like we're on the outskirts of Dallas. You know, we are in suburbia. It's definitely a little ways out there. But that being said, it's not like you're too far out there. There is a lot of stuff in this little area, right? You have the communities of Plano to the southeast. You got McKinney, Prosper. Over here is the Colony, a lot of great stuff there. A lot of just bigger communities that you're gonna find here that have a lot of different things to do that you don't necessarily have to go down to downtown Dallas for. There's a lot that you can do here, and a lot of people find themselves just kind of staying out in this area. Frisco itself is located in Collin and Denton counties. I'll give you a little bit of a shot of both counties. So Collin County, most of the population is going to be right here. You get a little bit more remote out here, but this is where most of the things to do and the places to live are in Collin County. And then Denton County is just to the west and just borders up on the east side of Denton County is where Frisco is. So two very big counties. Collective, there's millions of people that live in this area. So, you know, you're not in Dallas, but you have the population of a major city in this area, which means that there's a lot of things to do that makes it a great place to live, to be honest. So if we zoom into Frisco itself, Frisco is bordered by some pretty major roadways. You have Sam Rayburn on the south side, you've got 380 on the north side, and then Dallas North Tollway runs right through the middle and kind of splits Frisco in half. And because there is some major roadways right here, it makes commuting really nice from Frisco because it's easy to hop on the tollway to be able to get up north to 380 or get down to Sam Rayburn. What I will say is 380 is kind of a mess, and for the most part, you're probably not going to need to go up north if you're commuting because most of the places of employment are going to be right here, kind of like where the Star is, along the Dallas North Tollway, and then down here where you have Granite Park, you've got Legacy, you've got Hall Park and Stonebriar. There's a huge concentration of employers here. You also have a huge concentration of employers along the 75 corridor over here, a little bit here in Addison as well, and then obviously getting down to downtown Dallas. So, you know, if you're commuting from Frisco, it's going to be a straight shot down here, down the tollway to get to Dallas. So that's a super convenient way to go if you are going to be commuting to downtown Dallas. Getting over into this area over here can be challenging because there's not a straight way to get to it. You're gonna have to work your way down the tollway, up Sam Rayburn, and then down again to 75, or find, you know, your side roads to get over to 75 and get over there. So if you're gonna be living over here, or sorry, if you're gonna be working over here, Frisco may not be the best spot for you, but know that it is possible. So like I said earlier, what's kind of nice about living in Frisco and any of the surrounding communities is that you really don't have to go to downtown Dallas. There is a lot of things to do in what I would coin a lot of destination places, which are things like, shopping centers and places to eat, things to do like that. There's a huge concentration of a lot of that here in Collin and Denton counties. And I'm gonna highlight a few of these. The first one I kind of want to jump into is Frisco Square. And Frisco Square is just off the tollway on Main Street. And you got this kind of a urban feel in a suburb, right? And it's not overly huge, so don't think that you can walk like miles and miles and experience this urban lifestyle. But you do have a lot of things around here, right? You have this kind of like main drag right here. And I'm just gonna go to street view so you can get a feel for what it's actually like strolling through there. But you got your restaurants, you got lights over the road, which are really pretty at night. Lots of little shops. You got a coffee shop there, dental studio, just, a lot of smaller places to check out. So you can kind of walk, this area, and it gets busy on the weekends. They do farmers markets and stuff here. They do like a festival over Christmas. So it's just a good community collection spot. Going down here a little bit more, this is where City Hall is. There's a really pretty area here. Fun place to run if you're looking for, a place to run. That's cool. And if you get down over here, one of my favorite pizza restaurants is right here, Pizzeria Testa. It's a great spot to go on a date. It's a little bit of a fancier pizza. I like all kinds of pizzas, but every once in a while you gotta have a fancy pizza. So that's a great spot to check out. And then further down here, I'll point out, I did in my last video, I was at this park, and I just want to kind of show you where it is at. We are going to eventually get there, I promise. All right, so this picture shows that it's under construction because it is brand new. This is in April of 2022, and right now as of this recording, it's in September of 2022, so it is a brand new park, but it's pretty. If you go to my video of where I walked and showed you a vlog tour of Frisco, you'll be able to see a real life shot of this, but it's a cool place to just kind of hang out. So lots going on in Frisco Square, but by no means is that everything that is in Frisco. There is a lot more to see here. Okay, so enough about Frisco Square. We're gonna go down the street on Main Street a little bit more east and find ourselves in the Rail District. And the Rail District, I'm gonna kind of just highlight where we're looking here. I'd say it kind of takes up this whole area right here. All right, and you got kind of, you got some homes, all around here that you can get into that are older homes. But really the reason that people come into this area is for the local businesses. You got some boutiques, you got some coffee shops, you've got some restaurants. I'll kind of dive in here. Summer Moon is one of my favorite coffee shops. That's definitely a thing to check out. La Finca is another great coffee shop and an amazing breakfast spot. You also have, boutiques that you can go to. There's a workout place, just a lot of cool places that you can check out here. Here's a little quick shot of what the area looks like, right? So you have some older houses that are kind of converted into businesses. And if you kind of go down a little bit further here, you actually feel like more of like a main street, I guess, where you have your commercial buildings. So it's a beautiful spot, cool place to hang out. It's not my favorite place in Frisco by any means, but it is a cool place to go if you're looking for more of a local business place, right? There's a lot more local businesses here. So cool place to check out. While we're over here on Main Street, I'm also gonna go down over here into this area. You got Toyota Stadium. Toyota Stadium is a soccer stadium for FC Dallas, which is our professional soccer team. And it is a fun time to go here. Not a huge soccer fan, but it's fun to go to a game and see all the energy there. It's kind of crazy, especially me growing up in Iowa. Soccer was not a thing then when I lived there, but it is here in Texas very much so. So check that out as well. Frisco, you have, all sorts of things around here, right? But going into another major shopping center, we're gonna go down to the Star. So Gonna go down Dallas North Tollway. Over here, we have the Star. And the Star is the Dallas Cowboys headquarters. They're headquartered here in Frisco. And they not just made the company headquarters, but they also kind of made it a destination for people, right? And the best way to describe it is honestly just by showing you. So I'm gonna go to Street View here and just kind of give you a feel for what's going on. This area right here is what I would say is kind of the staple of the Star. They've got this field that anybody can go out and play in. You see kids throwing footballs around, which is kind of cool. You've got a hotel here, you've got a pro shop here, you've got some corporate offices, you got co-working spaces up here. So a lot of cool stuff going on. But then you have your kind of your urban center here, which is gonna have your bars and restaurants and shops. There's some really good stuff here going down the street. Again, not to stay on pizza, but Cane Rosa is a great pizza spot. Going down a little bit further here, City Works, it's a good spot to grab a beer. You have Ascension Coffee over here, which is a big meetup for a lot of business owners and people in real estate and other service providers, things like that. And then going down here, I mean, tons of different things. Mi Cocina is a great Mexican restaurant. You've got obviously D Lincoln Prime, which is a popular steakhouse. Tupelo Honey's over here, and then over here is Lombardi's, which is an Italian restaurant that just opened up, which is very good. So another place worth checking out is the Star, and I would say is one of the more popular spots here in the Dallas, Texas metro to go visit. All right, so I'm not gonna go super deep into every single shopping center or destination center in Frisco, but just know there are a ton, and I will kind of hit on a few more here just so you know that they're available to you. You got Stonebriar here, which is a huge mall, one of the best in the Dallas metro in my opinion. You see tons of people still going to that mall. And then the other thing I want to point out is up here, up north, the PGA of America is actually moving their headquarters from Florida to here in Frisco. And they're kind of making this huge campus up here with the golf courses. There's going to be resorts there. And there's also going to be a huge development like the Star that's going up there, where we're going to see more shopping and dining opportunities up there. So watch out for that over the next few years. But one of the nice things about being in Frisco is that you're really close to a lot of other communities that also have a lot of cool things to do and places to see. One of my favorite places is the Boardwalk. It's one of the most unique places, I would say, as far as, you know, having a place to go hang out. See if I can get like a street view here. Well, here's the outside. I'll get a better view, but you got the outside here. So it's just this big kind of strip, right? And there's really not much going on the outside. You need to go on the inside to see what's really cool. And we'll see if I can walk. Right here, this will work. So, all right. What's cool is they have this man-made lake right here, and they built this boardwalk that goes across, and they have all of these restaurants that have huge outdoor patios, so you can sit and actually be by the water and have this view. It's pretty cool to hang out on a cool fall day. Maybe not so much in the summer, but it is cool. And the other thing too, you know, one of my favorite places is Union Bear. Their food is amazing and their beer is awesome. They actually brew it right there. But what you can do is, you know, most of these restaurants, you can go in, you can order a beer, and then you can go out and hang out on the boardwalk. You know, they have these extra seats and fire pits and stuff that you can go hang out, walk around. So you're not just restricted to the restaurant you choose. You can order a drink and kind of move around to wherever the heck that you want. So definitely worth checking out the boardwalk. All right, so really close to the boardwalk is Legacy West, and Legacy West is probably one of the more popular spots in the Dallas, Texas metro to actually go. Like, people from Dallas will go to Legacy West to have that experience. And this is what I would say is kind of it's an upper end area, right? You're gonna have those higher end shops that, you know, you're not gonna go to every single day, right? Your Louis Vuitton, things like that. But it's a really, really nice area. That's really well done. They've got these beautiful brick pavers on the street. You got restaurants all over the place. Earl's is a great spot. Sprinkles, if you like cupcakes, is a good spot as well. One of the other cool places to check out would be North or Macero. Macero is a Mexican place, North is an Italian place. And then one of the best spots in the place the best spot in my opinion is Haywire, which you'll find right down here at the end in this building on the corner. You got this like outdoor patio area, both on the upper tier and the lower tier, and it's just a good spot to get a steak or a burger or something like that. You also have Legacy Food Hall right next door, which has a bunch of different vendors inside. Actually see if I can pull up a few pictures inside so you can get a feel of that. Cornhole is always fun. But yeah, you can see like there's a bar inside, got a brewery upstairs. Yeah, here's a good picture. Just a cool place to hang out, get some food, maybe some drinks. They also have this huge outdoor area that you can kind of hang out in as well. So definitely worth checking out. And then right across Dallas North Tollway, you have Legacy. I think it's called the Shops at Legacy actually now. But it's on the east side of Dallas North Tollway. Still kind of the same thing. It's not like a walkable area by any means, but there is, you know, more shops and more restaurants and bars and things like that over here. So this area has a lot going on. You also have Grandscape, which is just down Sam Rayburn. A lot of cool things over here. I'll see if I can get street view. It's worth looking at. It's kind of known for the Ferris wheel. That's right off the interstate. You can see that. It's just a really beautiful landscaped area. Kind of the same story where you have a lot of shops and restaurants. Let's see if I can get closer here so you can get an idea. Andretti's is a go-kart place, so that's a cool place to go on a Friday night or something. Then inside here, let's see if it lets me go. It's not letting me go in there, but this is kind of where you get to like the walkable area where there is some restaurants and bars in there. They also do a concert series every summer that you can go to in here, so you can go get a pizza, bring it outside, listen to some music, which is a fun way to spend a weekend. So Grandscape is definitely something to check out as well. If you're moving to the area, you're probably going to need somewhere to get furniture, and Nebraska Furniture Mart is one of the most popular spots around to go. It's hectic, so plan to spend a few hours there, but it is a good place to go look for some furniture when you move here. The last thing I'll say is, if you go up here a little bit into, the northeast portion of Collin County, we have McKinney, and McKinney has a historic downtown that is really cool to go to. If you're looking for more of like that local feel, that small business feel, it's a good place to go. Have your older brick buildings and more local businesses here. And it's not like it's just like a little strip of shops. Like you have a good area to go, walk around and spend time just kind of browsing. So that's kind of cool. And when they do festivals and things like that, it gets packed in this area. The one downfall to this whole area is that parking is pretty much a nightmare. It's never fun. But once you actually get into this area, whether you walk there or you Uber there or whatever, it's a good time. So check that area out as well. All right, so I want to make sure that we get into some of the neighborhoods in Frisco just to give you a little bit better idea of what you can get in the area and what some of the more popular neighborhoods are. So to start out, we're going to head over to Phillips Creek Ranch. And Phillips Creek Ranch is a beautiful community. As you can see, it's just west of Dallas North Tollway, in between the Tollway and Louisville Lake. It's a good location because if you go a little north, you get onto Main Street and you can get over to Frisco Square in the Rail District. You can also go down Stonebrook Parkway and make your way over to the Star right here, or get to Legacy West pretty quickly. So there is a lot that you can get to very quickly from this neighborhood. And Phillips Creek Ranch is going to be a little bit of a higher end community. You're going to see a lot of homes that are $800,000 and above. As you can see here, they're beautiful homes. They're big homes. This is one of the newer areas in the community, as you can tell by the vegetation. It's not overly mature, but you are getting just beautiful curb appeal with a lot of these homes in your traditional Texas brick, which you gotta love. So that gives you an idea of what you can kind of get in this neighborhood. There are tons of amenities that we won't dive into here because I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into that stuff in Edgestone. But just know, if you're buying Phillips Creek Ranch, it's gonna be a great spot for you. So backing up a little bit, we are going to work our way from Phillips Creek Ranch down Stonebrook Parkway over into Edgestone. And Edgestone is my favorite community. I should say one of my favorite communities, but it's definitely up there. It's my favorite. And just to give you an idea of what it's like, I'm going to head to the entrance just to give you an idea of what you're kind of met with when you head into this neighborhood. So as you can see, you have amazing landscaping all around, and you see these trails right off the get-go. And this just kind of tells you exactly why I love the community. They've done a great job with all the landscaping. They've done a really good job at intentionally designing all the amenities and doing trails throughout the entire neighborhood that doesn't just feel like, you know, another sidewalk in another neighborhood. They've done a great job. So as you kind of get into here, you'll see they have big green space here. Get a little closer so you can see, you can just see the little slide over there. There's a nice park over there for kids. And then this is the amenity center. I'm gonna try to hop into there in a second here. But the amenity center has a pool, it's got a workout center, it's got a fireplace, just a cool place to hang out in the community. So I'm gonna try to hop out here and see if we are able to get into the pool area. And it looks like we are. So it is a beautiful pool. It looks like a resort pool. And this is just outside the amenity center, so you can get a sense of this is where the workout facility place is. This is a little office that can be rented out. And then over here, I'm in the pool again, but if you look out here, this is kind of where that fireplace is and just some lounging chairs, things like that. So really, really well done. And you can get a better sense of where that park is over there, some more trails, etc. So this is kind of what makes Edgestone. But to make it even better, you got to check out some of these houses, right? These houses are some of my favorite designed houses as far as the exterior goes. They have a good mix of, you know, some more traditional homes like this and some more modern homes as well. Let's see if I can find a more modern design here. I like that home right there. Just super, super well done. The builders in this community are great. And in this community, it's kind of a similar story as Phillips Creek Ranch. You're not going to find many starter homes. They are going to have a slightly larger footprint, especially if you are on the south side of Stonebrook Parkway. That is going to be a lot of the bigger homes. I'll just pull up a map here again, just give you an idea. So if you're on this side, most of these are going to be larger footprint homes, and you're easily going to be into the 800s and above. And then over here, you do have some smaller floor plans, but again, generally speaking, you're going to be above 7 at least. And they are beautiful homes, but you're not necessarily going to be looking for your starter home in this community. And the last community I want to point out today is the Trails, which is an amazing neighborhood, just like the other two. But unlike the other two neighborhoods that we talked about, this neighborhood is located on a golf course. So that is a huge plus if you're into golf or just like being around a lot of greenery. It is a cool place. And the one thing about the Trails is that you are going to have a lot more vegetation compared to, you know, some of those newer construction communities like Edgestone or Phillips Creek Ranch. As you can see, the trees are a lot bigger. So if you were into that, this could be a great spot for you. And as you can see, everything is super well maintained. All of the houses are still beautiful, but they're going to be built in the 90s or early 2000s compared to, you know, what you would find in Edgestone, which is typically about 2018 or newer. So a really, really well designed community. I'm going to pop in. They do have an amenity center as well. All right, so I was finally able to find the amenity center. So I'm going to hop down here, give you an idea of what that looks like. So you have a little park right here, similar to like what Edgestone had, but a little bit smaller scale. Over here is where the pool is. It's not going to be like your resort style pool that is in Edgestone, but it is a very nice pool, place to cool down in the summer. Then you have tennis courts right over here behind the park. So you do have some amenities. You have plenty of sidewalks and trails through the community. And like I said before, you got that golf course, which you can't really beat. So if you're an active person, then Frisco will be a great location for you just because there is so much stuff to do outside. You know, if you look at, you know, things like the Frisco Athletic Club, I'll pull up here. There's a huge workout center. There's like a water park, little water park for like kids. Just a really cool area to, you know, go lift weights, swim, get outside with the family. There's a bunch of facilities like this in Frisco, but Frisco Athletic Center is one of the cool ones that residents will get access to. So check that out. You also have places like, you know, Limestone Quarry Park. It's just a, you know, traditional park, right? But what's cool is there's a trail down to a little creek, and it has these rocks in here that you can get out and feel like, you know, you're out in nature a little bit more than what you typically get in suburbia. So that's something also to check out as well. And the last thing I'll say is that, you know, you notice this trail right here. There's a ton of bike trails and hike trails in Frisco, and they've done a really good job at making sure that, you know, you can get a lot of different places around town without having to cross any major roads. You know, they have overpasses and underpasses for bikes and walkers specifically. So that is really nice if you are, you know, a hiker or biker, to get out there and not have to worry about traffic. That's a pretty big win for Frisco. Something that a lot of people don't know about Frisco is that it's considered, well, I guess not considered, it is called Sports City USA. And it's just because there's just so much going on as far as sports go in this community. You know, I mentioned earlier, we have the Toyota Stadium up here that we went through when we were over by Frisco Square. We also have Comerica Center, which is like an ice rink where basketball and hockey is played as well. You have the Star, which is the headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys, and also a place where, you know, a lot of the high schools can play in the playoffs and things like that. And you also have Ryder Field. I'll pull up here. And Ryder Field is a minor league baseball team for the Texas Rangers. And again, really cool spot to go. I'll see if there's a picture of it. But something that's cool about Ryder Stadium is that there's a lazy river that runs through the outfield. You can kind of get a glimpse of it here. So you can hang out in the lazy river and watch baseball at the same time, which is pretty much what you have to do if you're watching baseball in July or August in Texas. So definitely a cool thing to do in the summer. One thing that people always ask me is, how are the schools in Frisco? And generally speaking, I don't like to give advice about schools. I think, you know, you're gonna have to go out and do your own research on the school systems and all these different communities that we talk about on this channel. But generally speaking, Frisco has a good reputation in town. They have a lot of things going for them. One of the unique things that I've seen is that, you know, their average student to teacher ratio is 15:1. So that's a lot lower than a lot of the other communities that you'll find. They also have intentionally done a lot of high schools instead of having like one high school like Allen has where everybody goes to. You know, you have a bunch of different high schools in Frisco. I mean, just here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I think there's more than that. There's a lot of high schools. So if that's something that you value, you might like Frisco. But generally speaking, like I said, Frisco schools do have a good reputation. And because Frisco is a newer community, a lot of the actual infrastructure, the buildings themselves are a little bit more maintained than what you'd find in some other communities. And maybe by now you're like, oh my gosh, I want to live in Frisco. Or maybe you're on the flip side and you're like, there's no way in heck I could live there. Well, that's what I'm here for. If you give me 2 to 3 things that you like about places you've lived in the past, you know, you tell me your lifestyle that you like to have, I'll help find that right place for you. But the only way I can help you, you gotta reach out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, or weekends. I got your back in moving to Dallas, Texas. Until next time, see you later.